Today we're going to talk about the standard market versus the extended hours trading session. Why is this important? Well, just like any other business, wouldn't you want to know when you can transact business? It would suck to go to your favorite restaurant, such as Mickey D's here, only to realize that they're closed, or realizing that you can't buy your favorite dish, such as this quarter pounder here, until dinner hours when you're there for lunch. In the same way, it's important to understand the differences between the standard market and extended hours session because they're super different. The products you can trade and how you trade them are different. To start, the standard market session is from 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday. And this is where the highest volume of trading occurs. Because of the higher volume of trading activity, there's generally more liquidity and a greater likelihood of order execution. Trading occurs primarily on exchanges such as the New York Stock Exchange and the NASDAQ through many market makers and electronic trading networks. The fact that you have exchanges and market makers helping people execute orders is also key to the liquidity during this session. Market makers ensure customers get the best prices displayed on the exchanges. Also, quotes you receive are consolidated and represent the best available prices across all trading venues. Now, although the standard market session is only open a limited time throughout the week, there's an opportunity to place trades outside of the session. We call that extended hours trading. The hours for the extended session start before the market opens. That's called the pre-market. That's from 4 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. And then after the market closes, we have an after-hours session that's from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Know that your access to the extended hours session depends on the broker-dealer you're trading with. Some broker-dealers have different hours than others, so it's important to check with them in order to see when your orders can execute. In the extended hours session, there is generally a lower trading activity, and that causes there to be a lower chance of order execution. So that's something to think about. And then also, there are wider spreads between the bid and the ask. And the last thing to know is that there's also greater price fluctuation normally within that session. Quotes are not consolidated and represent the current prices available through the electronic market. It does not necessarily reflect all prices available on other participating electronic markets. One of the most important things about the extended hour session is that it can show how the market reacts to new information and also gives you the opportunity to react to that information. For example, if news comes out at 6 p.m. on a Thursday that maybe the CEO of a company has been embezzling money, and with that news, there's a good chance that people will start selling their shares of that company, causing the price to go down in the after-hour session on Thursday night. And that's the first glimpse into the market reaction to the news. So maybe once the market opens on Friday, you might see that XYZ stock, for example, might drop, even more as the rest of the traders react. And we do see this in real life, for example, when Elon Musk tweets something stupid, you often see like maybe Tesla's price go down. So there's lots of different news like that. So you just have to see the reaction in the after hours or pre-market trading session. Now let's talk about the orders you can have in each session. In the standard market session, you have the market order, you can have the limit order, stop, stop limit, trailing stop, etc. There's lots of different orders types. So just know that you can do all of them in the standard market session. And you also have access to all the order qualifiers as well. So that's like good till canceled, which is normally lasts for 60 days, fill or kill, all or none. And I'm going to put etc. here because there's also a lot of order qualifiers. But in the extended hours session, so pre-market and after hours, you can only do limit orders. The reason for this is because of the electronic order matching system. Because there's no market makers, you have to specify the price you're willing to pay or accept for your shares. The system will then find an order that matches yours to execute. For example, if you place an order to buy Tesla at $500, then the system would have to wait for an order that is to sell Tesla at $500 or less. Now, let's go over what can be traded during each session. So, just up here, securities that you can trade in each session. So in the standard market, you can trade everything. You can trade stocks, bonds, options, mutual funds, ETF, etc. In the extended hour session, it's a lot more limited. You can only trade most listed securities. So there is a ton of securities, stocks, and other securities that cannot be traded in the extended hour session. And so here's a real life example. If you look in the bottom right hand corner, it's 3:51 p.m. That's 9 minutes before the market closes. And we're looking at Tesla. I'm about to circle here how it's trading right now. It's trading constantly. So you see you're seeing the price change multiple times per second. And you also see the volume today is almost 31 million, 30.7 million. That's a lot of volume today on Tesla. And it'll probably be the majority of the volume today. Now, if we place an order to buy, let's say 2 shares at a market, and we click review order here, that order would go through, no problem. The market's open. It's not 4 p.m. Eastern time yet. So that order would go through. But we're not going to place it. Now, let's say on Eli Lilly here, if we were to place a trailing stop, we'll see that will also go through with no order messages, edit messages, because it's not 4 p.m. yet. And then let's say we switch this one more time. So if we look at so now I circled the bottom right hand corner again. It's 4:05 p.m. So we just waited some time here for the market to close. We'll see that it's extended hours now. Just circled that for you. And in the extended hour session, the price actually hasn't changed from the close. So it's possible there hasn't even been an order yet in the extended hour session for Lilly. It closed at 186.82. Last trade was 86.82 here in the extended hours. So not a lot going on here in the extended hours for Lilly. But if we place an order to buy 10, for example, and if we, let's say, change it to a market order, you're going to see an error message here. The order will not be entered for today for the extended hours trading session. And it also says the market's now closed. The order will be placed for the next trading day. So because we try to do a market order, the market's not open. That order is going to go through tomorrow when market opens. Now let's say we change that to a limit, but we don't specify after hours. That limit order will also go for the next trading day because we didn't specify after hours. So we have to go here, specify the after hours trading session, and now this would go through in the after hours. So, if we click place order here, that order will go through as a limit order in the after hours trading session. All right, so if we go back to Tesla here, then you will see that there actually was a trade that happened in the extended hour session. You'll see it was 667, and actually it just changed. So you'll see it's 1.68 down from close, $1.68 down. So that was the last trade in the after hour session. And you'll see there's not a lot of trading in Tesla. During the standard market session, it was moving constantly. We've only seen it move once in a pretty long time period, maybe 20 seconds I've been talking. And you'll see the volume. I just drew an arrow there. It's barely moving. It looks like maybe 5 shares at a time. So very slow moving. Now let's look at this stock here, BUDZ. It's a weed penny stock here. You'll see it's trading last at 74 cents, so not very much dollar-wise. And also where I circled hard to borrow, if it was trading on an exchange, it would be listed there. So this is not trading on an exchange. So this is definitely a penny stock. When we review order here, we actually get an error edit message. This order cannot be placed. And the reason why, it's not eligible for trading the extended hour session. This is a penny stock. It's less than $5, and it's not trading on an exchange. That's not a listed security. That's not going to be eligible for extended hours trading. So that's just an example of something that wouldn't be eligible for trading in the extended hour session. So as you can see, it's important to know what order types are available to you for each session, and also what securities can be traded in each session. Make sure you understand that, and that will make trading a lot easier for you. Thank you for listening today.